And he makes a business of 1,000 daily, carries minimum 500 rupees very happily to his home.
Yep.
And see his face, see his esteem, see his cheerfulness. And a farmer here who has got 5 acres or 10 acres, the asset value not less than 10 to 25 lakhs, see his pathetic condition. I don't think you'll see any farmer with cheer. Join the farming community to protect the health, next generation. Can we not support farmers? Can you not stand with them? Can you give a helping hand? Because we are all educated.
Good evening, sir. Namaskara, Ravindra avare.
Good evening, sir. Very, very good evening. Namaskara. Nice.
Good evening. Namaskara.
Nice.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us on this podcast today of the Ajit's podcast process and the series. It's very interesting that you have joined us. For the benefit of our participants, I would like to briefly introduce you and give them a little background about you, and then we'll start our conversation.
Yes, sir.
So,
Definitely.
for the benefit of our participants, Ravindra Patil, ಇವರು ರಾಯಚೂರು ಜಿಲ್ಲೆ ಅಲಕೋಡ್ ವಿಲೇಜ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಜನಿಸಿ ಮುಂದೆ ಬಿಜಾಪುರದ ಸೈನಿಕ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಓದಿ ನಂತರ PC ಜಾಬಿನ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಹುಬ್ಳಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು PUC ಮುಗಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು BSc ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರಲ್ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಧಾರವಾಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಗಿಸಿ ನಂತರ ಅವರು ತಮ್ಮ ಕರಿಯರ್ ಅನ್ನ ಆಲ್ ಈಸ್ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಕರಿಯರ್ ಹಿ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಪೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್. ಅದು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ ವಿತ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೌರಾಷ್ಟ್ರ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನನಗೆ ಬಹಳ ಒಂದು ಕುತೂಹಲ ಅನ್ಸಿದ್ದು ಏನಂದ್ರೆ, ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಅಂತ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅವರು ನಿಮಗೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿದ್ದು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದು ಸೌರಾಷ್ಟ್ರ, ಅದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ವಾಪಸ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದು ಆವಾಗಿನ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಡೋದು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಇಂತ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ನೌಕರಿ ಬಿಡೋದಂದ್ರೆ ಸಣ್ಣ ಮಾತಲ್ಲ. ಅದನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ನೀವು ಈ ಕಡೆ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿಗೆ ಬಂದ್ರಿ, ನಂತರ ಯೂನಿಯನ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಸೇರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರಿ. ಯೂನಿಯನ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ನೀವು ಓವರ್ ದ ಇಯರ್ಸ್ ಅಕೌಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ, ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ ಆಗಿ, ರೂರಲ್, ಅರ್ಬನ್, ಸೆಮಿ ಅರ್ಬನ್, ಸೀನಿಯರ್ ಅಡ್ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್ ಆಗಿ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಹುದ್ದೆಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನೀವು ಅಲಂಕರಿಸಿ 2019 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ರಿಟೈರ್ ಆಗಿ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿಗೆ ಬಂದ್ರಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಟೈರ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ನಮಗಾಗ್ಲಿ, ನಮ್ಮಂತೆ ವಯಸ್ಸಾದವರು ಕೆಲವರಿಗೆ ಆಗ್ಲಿ, ಇನ್ನೂ ರಿಟೈರ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಾಗವ್ರು ಅಂತವ್ರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಏನ್ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ, ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಮುಂದೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಷ ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ಕೆಲಸ ಆಯ್ತು, ಏನೇನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ. ಅದೊಂದು ರೀತಿಯ ಒಂದು ಓಪನ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಅದು. ಬಟ್ ಯು ವೇರ್, when you spoke to your daughter about it, I think she gave you a very sane advice, even ahead of her age. She told you, Appa, if I go from Bangalore, you will be alone here. Your network is all more in rural Raichur area. Why don't you go? ಅದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಬೆಳಕಾಗಿ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅಥವಾ ದಾರಿ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ನೀವು ರಾಯಚೂರ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ, ಯು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಯುವರ್, ಐ ಶುಡ್ ಸೇ ದ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಇನ್ನಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನೀವು ಯು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಇಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್, ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ಮೆನಿ ಅದರ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಮೈಂಡೆಡ್. ಯು ವಾಲಂಟಿಯರ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಸಮ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್. ದೆನ್ ಯು ಜಾಯಿನ್ಡ್ IAT, ವಿಚ್ ವಾಸ್ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಆರ್ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನೀವು ಹೀಗೆ ತಿರುಗ್ತಾ ಸುತ್ತಾ ನೋಡಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಇನ್ ಮುಂದೆ ಅಂತ. ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿ ಹಾಲ್ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಆಫ್ ವೆರಿ active mind, somebody who wants to be active, who wants to give back. You were on your walks figured out there is an abandoned building which belonged to the joint director agriculture department. And when you saw that, somewhere during the course of our conversation we will bring up those pictures, we will show that what it was before and after. But I think it was very good. This institute that which was started in 1968 in Karnataka, IAT, that is the Institute of Agricultural Technologists. It's there in Queens Road, Bangalore. Not many of us know it was started just few years after independence, 1968. And currently you said that it has 22 chapters across Karnataka, and a lot of people are members of it, and it is gaining momentum. So your association with them over the last several years has continued. You've been contributing,
I got associated only after coming to Raichur here.
Correct. So you've been working in that space. Very nice. And thank you for, agreeing to speak to us. New after retirement from banking service and moving, you became part of IAT, Institute
Yes,
of
sir.
Agricultural Technologists,
Yeah,
and you wanted to help the local farmers, and you wanted
yeah,
to uh, a lot of people after retirement decide to take it easy and relax, but I don't
yes,
think you are made of that kind of
yes,
outlook. So you started working with the IIT and involving with farmers
yeah.
and taking several steps after that. So what is it that motivated you? What was the driver? How did you get into this active role after retirement again?
Sir, basically, ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಫಾರ್ಮಿಂಗ್ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿ, ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ಲಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ತಂದೆಯವರು
Yes.
ಕೂಡ ರೈತರು, ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಒಕ್ಕಲ್ತನ ಇತ್ತು. ಬೇಸಿಕ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಮಗು ಇದ್ದಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ತಂದೆಯವ್ರ ಜೋಡಿ ಹೊಲಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದಾಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ನೋಡ್ತಿದ್ದೆ ನಾನು, ಹೌ ಯು ವಾಸ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್. ಇಟ್
Hmm.
ವಾಸ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಮೋಟಿವೇಟಿಂಗ್. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ರಾತ್ರಿ ಎತ್ತುಗಳು ಮೇಯ್ತಿದ್ದ, ದನಗಳು ಮೇಯ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಎದ್ದು 2:30-3 ಗಂಟೆ ಆದ್ರೂ ಹೋಗಿ ಮೇವು ಹಾಕ್ತಿದ್ರು. ನನಗೆ ಆಶ್ಚರ್ಯ ಆಯ್ತು, ಅದು ಹೇಗೆ ರಾತ್ರಿ ಇವ್ರಿಗೆ ಗೋದಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮೇವು ಖಾಲಿ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ.
Hmm.
ನಾನು ಐ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಇಟ್, ಅದು ನೀ ರಾತ್ರಿ ಎದ್ದು ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ನೀನು ಹೆಂಗ್ ಕನ್ಸು ಬೀಳುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಮೇವು ಖಾಲಿ ಆಗಿದ್ದೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ನ.
Hmm.
ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವು ಮೇವು ತಿನ್ನುವಾಗ ಸಪ್ಪಳ ಮಾಡ್ತವೆ, ಮೈತಾ ಇರ್ತಾವ, ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಚೀವಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್, ಅಂಡ್ ಗಂಟೆ ಅಳ್ಳಾಡ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಶಬ್ದ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಿಶಬ್ದ ಆದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅವ್ರು ಎದ್ದೋಗಿ ಮೇವು ಹಾಕ್ತಿದ್ರು ಅವರು. ದಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ದಿ ಪಲ್ಸ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾಡ್. ದಟ್ ಬೇಸಿಕ್, ಎನಿ ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದಟ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಇವನ್ ವೆನ್ ಐ ಟು ವಿಸಿಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಹಿಮ್ ಅಲಾಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ಸ್, ಬುತ್ತಿ ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿದ್ರೆ
Hmm.
ಹೊಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಕುಂತು ಊಟ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಬುತ್ತಿ ಬಿಚ್ಚಿದ ಕೂಡಲೇ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ತುತ್ತು ಭೂಮಿಗೆ ಹಾಕ್ತಿದ್ರು ಅವರು,
Hmm.
ಎರಡನೇ ತುತ್ತು ಆಕಾಶ ದೇವರಿಗೆ ಹಾಕ್ತಿದ್ರು, ಆಕಾಶ ಸೂರ್ಯ ದೇವರಿಗೆ,
Hmm.
ಮೂರನೇ ತುತ್ತು ನೀರಿಗೆ, ಬಾವಿಗೆ, ಗಂಗಾಮಾತಿಗೆ, ನಾಲ್ಕನೇ ತುತ್ತು ಸಕಲ ಜೀವಗಳಿಗೆ. ಈ ತರ ಎಲ್ಲ 5 ತುತ್ತುಗಳು. ನಾನು ಕೇಳಿದೆ, ನೀನ್ ಹಿಂಗೆಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನ ಅಥವಾ ರೊಟ್ಟಿ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಗುಬ್ಬಿ ಸಾಕಿದಂಗೆ ಆಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಗುಬ್ಬಿ ಕಾಯಿ ಅವು ಬೆಳೆದು ಮತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ ಕಾಳು ತಿಂತಾವಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟೆ ನಾ. ಈ ಲಾಫ್ ನೆಟ್ ಮೈ ನಕ್ರು.
Hmm.
ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಮೈ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಕಿಡ್ಸ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್. ನೀ
Hmm.
ಗುಬ್ಬಿ ಸಾಕ್ತೇನಪ್ಪ ಹೊಲ್ದಾಗ, ಕಾಳೆಲ್ಲ ಜೋಳ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಾಯಿಲೆ ಆತಾವ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ನ.
Hmm.
ನಕ್ರು ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ನಾವೊಂದು ಕಾಳು ಭೂಮಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿತ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ತೆನೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಆ ತೆನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ 100 ಕಾಳು ಮೇಲೆ ಇರ್ತಾವ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಅವ್ರು. ಇವನ್ ಐ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಕೌಂಟ್ ಒನ್ಸ್ ಹೌ ಮೆನಿ ಕಾಳು ಎಷ್ಟಿರ್ತಾವ, ಗ್ರೇನ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾವ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ.
Huh.
ದಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಕ್ಯೂರಿಯಾಸಿಟಿ ಆಸ್ ಎ ಕಿಡ್. ಮತ್ತೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಯಾಕೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾನ ದೇವರು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ.
Hmm.
ಒಂದ್ ಕಾಳು ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಒಂದ್ ಕಾಳು ವಾಪಸ್ ಕೊಡು, ಬಟ್ ಹಿ ಇಸ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ 100 ಟೈಮ್ಸ್.
Yeah.
ದೆನ್ ದೇರ್ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ. ಅಂತ ಇದು ಸ್ಪೇಸ್, ಇದು ಎಲ್ಲರದು ಇದಿದೆ ಪಾಲ್ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
ಗುಬ್ಬಿ, ಕಾಯಿ, ಕಾಳು ಎಲ್ಲರದು ಇದು ಜಾಗ, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಆಹಾರ ಇದು ಅಂತೇಳಿ.
Hmm.
ಅಂದ್ರೆ ದಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಕನ್ಸರ್ನ್ ಫಾರ್ ವಾಟ್ ಫಾರ್ಮಿಂಗ್ ರೈತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಕೂಡ ಅವಂದೇ, ಅದು ಅವನು ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗಾಗಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಮೆಸೇಜ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಇವನ್ ಆಸ್ ಎ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರೆಸಿವ್ ಫಾರ್ಮರ್, ಇವನ್ ನಾಟ್ ದಟ್ ಆರ್ಥೋಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ.
Hmm.
ಐ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ 3rd or 4th ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಊರಿಗೆ
Hmm.
ವೀಟ್, ದಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ವೀಟ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್, ಕೋಪನ್ ಗೋಧಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ,
Hmm.
ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಬಡತನ ಮನೆಯದು, ಫಾರ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್ಸ್
Hmm.
ಥ್ರೂ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್, ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್. They were not distributing grains because we were starving.
Hmm.
And America used to send wheat under 480
Correct.
scheme, PL 480
Hmm.
scheme, just to sustain these backward nations ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ,
Hmm.
in the social cause. So ಅವಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ತಂದೆಯವರು used to feel why we have to get, ಅಂದ್ರೆ if he was the first man to adopt Bajra hybrids,
Hmm.
just going fast, and he used to get them harvested overnight, even before 90 days ಆ ತರ. ಹಸಿರು ಕಾಳಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ಅದು ಒಡೆದು ತಿಂತಿದ್ರು ಜನ.
Hmm.
You are just trying to challenge that. Why we have to
Correct.
import that ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ,
Hmm.
when our people we have. So that was his very passion for farming, ರೈತರು ಎಲ್ಲರನ್ನು ಒಗ್ಗೂಡಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗೋದು. So I think that has somehow come in me also.
Hmm. Hmm.
Even banking I have to see all that. I have to go and serve ಅಂಬಂಗ್ ಇರ್ತೈತೆ ಅವಾಗ. ರೈತ ಯಾರೇ ಬಂದ್ರು accommodate them, do something for them. So ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ I got IIT as a best avenue that we can connect to farmers ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ, because there is vast research.
Correct. No, the last week when we were speaking about it, you showed me some of those images of IIT. Earlier it was operating out of a university building, and then
Yes,
obviously the space constraint was there. And when you saw an abandoned building, somebody told you it is a government building. You went to find out who it belongs to and figured out it is part of Joint Director Agriculture.
Yes.
And you
Yes.
took the lead initiative, you met
Yeah.
them, and then,
Yeah.
when you saw the building, how it was, uh, it was, when I saw those pictures, it was pretty shocking. I mean, we have so much of infrastructure lying around across the state or the country. I'm surprised when I see these pictures, how it was. If you can zoom in a little more of that building, it shows how the insides are. And this was used as a place for this evening people, some drunkards, some stray dogs, and cattle and animal coming and sleeping there. This was how one of the buildings was. And then when you took upon yourself, you took the lead, took help of some other friends, local supporters. Today, this is how it has got converted. So IAT chapter of Raichur has an independent building, very clean, and you have all the facilities for farmer training. These are the kind of classrooms. I was quite surprised how this entire transformation has happened. It shows that it's the if there is a will, there is always a way. I think you, to me, are an example of that. How beautifully you did it, and with all the commitment. And
Yes.
today, a lot of farmers come there. They go through your training programs. You mentioned about some programs which you do for the farmers, which
Yes.
qualifies them to become dealers. Can you just briefly touch upon that? What kind of programs you do there?
Yeah. Basically, as IIT, we are conducting DAESI programs. DAESI means that is Input Dealers Diploma course.
Hmm.
Earlier, just like in medical, only deform holder can own a medical shop. So similarly, government has thought that only BS Agri graduates should be able to do this input dealers. You should have a knowledge so that you can give correct inputs and chemicals to farmers. But meanwhile, when this issue was brought in and government thought of this, but already there were input dealers who were not qualified to this. So to accommodate them, so government brought this DAESI program where they are given the weekly training class for 1 year and try to give what best we can give from a 4-year course of the agriculture degree program. They are taught and sensitized how soil is there, how water is there, how air is there, how chemicals are used, how plants are working, how plants are to be protected, what type of chemicals are used, all that. And based on that, they are duly conducted with exams. They are given monthly exams, half-yearly exams, and thorough exams are conducted. Then they are after duly passing, they are awarded with this diploma certificate. And this is supposed to be done even by so many universities, all universities and all. And here in Raichur or in this place, Joint Director of Agriculture allots this to even NGOs like IIT or KVKs. So since we have got a setup here, so they are giving this package or this running this institution outsourcing to us, and we are encouraging to undergo candidates to take up this job. And this is becoming a regular classwork for us. And based on that, we have put employees to facilitators who are postgraduate degree holders. And we have put to do 2 persons here at the supporting staff to them. So 4 people were employed in that DAESI program who are gainfully employed also.
Right. So,
And,
when
that is supporting for us now.
Correct.
Yeah.
Not only that, you were motivated yourself. Today, it is supporting 4 or 5 staff. I mean, what is interesting to me in this entire thing is there is no remuneration for this. This is all about voluntary, your time and interest, and the concept of giving back to the society. That's what you are, driving. That's the kind of passion I see in your activities.
Yes.
So not only that you were motivated, you also enlisted support of your friends, other seniors who are in the community. These could be professors, vice chancellors, agricultural scientists, bankers, people from all walks of life. I think everybody wants to give back to the society in their own little way.
Yes.
So you gave them a platform. They've all come and partnered with now, and you together you are taking this to a new height, which is very interesting. Tell me, how did you go about mobilizing all these people, and what is their interest level, and how did this all shape up?
So basically, when I took up this renovation work and all, this was actually 3 feet down. So in the morning, while going for a walk or meeting friends, I used to inquire whether any house is being dismantled. Means I wanted to get the debris and put it in this compound. So then they started inquiring, why you are in already a built house? No, this is not for me, this is for office. Then I started inquiring like that. Then people started supporting me with the debris first. Whatever debris, money ಬಿದ್ದಿದೆ ಅದು ಕೊಡಿಸ್ತೀನಿ ಬಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಿದ್ರು. ಈ ಸಲ then after interacting with me, they felt, array, what this man coming all the, they knew that I worked in Bombay, I worked in Gujarat, and knowing my infrastructure in background, they also started taking interest. Array, let us do something like that. Then that is how I started enlisting everybody. And really, all my seniors, Vice Chancellor, retired Vice Chancellor Dr. B. Patil, present Vice Chancellor Dr. Hanmantappa, and our Joint Director of Agriculture, Mr. Prakash Chavan, our previous Director Devika, all they are supported. And even when I opened this building for inauguration of Puja Kanding, I invited Deputy Commissioner, Superintendent of Police, then CEOs and all. And Superintendent of Police really thanked me with so much of full heart. He said, them abandoned building, any criminal activities could have taken place, you are protected. And you have saved some illegal activities or some criminal offense could have happened to society. So that was opinion. And after seeing all this, people have started gaining confidence in that. That's how we are just moving around and started.
Very nice. No, in fact, I am personally myself pretty interested in agriculture and farming sector from my childhood because I come from agricultural family. I had this natural inclination to read about the farmer issues. You may have come across this book. There is this famous journalist. He has been writing books, articles, columns across. One Mr. P. Sainath. P. Sainath wrote this book called Everyone Loves a Good Drought. It has got a lot of data points, lot of analysis. Just a couple of quotes that I read in that. That book reminded me when talking to you. And I looked back at that and said, just two quotes that I see in that. One is the droughts come on a cyclical kind of nature for us. I mean, 1 year drought, 1 year rain, 1 year surplus. And it says this, when his quotation is pretty hard hitting. When you mentioned about how the government departments, the professors and vice chancellors getting involved in this, it's a good relief. I mean, these are the people with so much of knowledge. They can really do wonders to the society. In his book written in 96, Sainath had said, when poor get literate and educated, the rich lose their palanquin bearers. ಈಗ ಬಡವರು ಶ್ರೀಮಂತರಾದ್ರೆ ಶ್ರೀಮಂತರಿಗೆ ಪಾಲಿಕೆ ಹೊರೋರು ಯಾರು? ಅದೊಂದು ವಿಡಂಬನ ಅದು. ಅದನ್ನ ಅವಾಗ 96 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರು ಬರ್ದ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು, ಈಗ ನೀವು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋ ಕೆಲಸ, ಯು ಆರ್ ಎನೇಬ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎಂಪವರಿಂಗ್ ದ ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದ ಪೂರ್ ಪೀಪಲ್. He was in Kerala, in Pudukottai, when he was traveling. He saw a lot of these ladies riding cycles. First time when it was started, a lot of people looked at that with a little bit of fun and things like that. It's a very nice thing. It says, never before reaching Pudukottai had I seen this humble vehicle in that light. It's a Himalayan achievement, like flying an aeroplane for them, for the women. People may laugh. Only the women know how important it is, because the moment you know to ride a vehicle, even a bicycle, it is a big liberating feeling. It allows them to go where they want and how they want, which is not easy. So what you are doing today, training all these farmers and number of people you are doing every batch and training them, it has liberated a lot of people. Maybe you have some points on the number of people getting trained every week, or number of people who have been trained in the last few years. Any high level data?
Yeah, see, basically this was not a Chilli area. Basically it's cotton area and all. But suddenly Chilli entered here, and we had nearly 40 to 50 Chilli cold storage have come up. But meanwhile, we felt there is severe threat to them. How? Because when the prices rose to 50,000 per quintal, people started shifting their entire area to Chilli. And then we suddenly thought there must be some alarm in this. So we pursued it, and we, in a joint action with the private exporter, Vijay Krishna from Hyderabad. He's a big exporter. He came up with a CSR fund, sir. We'll conduct a farmers awareness camp to lessen the use of chemicals on the chilies. Because they were expending nearly 1.5 lakh to 2 lakhs per acre. Costly chemicals, because thrips cannot be controlled there. And such was this one immense responsibility that we started conducting camps, and we covered 16 villages covering 800 farmers. Just creating awareness. And the right awareness is what is the pest, actual pest, how we can tackle, what is the optimum chemical we can use, and how we can prevent overuse of chemicals, because they are entirely depending on vendors, fertilizer dealers. And dealer, whatever is dumped in his house, shop, he will try to shift it to farmer. ಒಂದ್ರ ಜೋಡಿ ಇದನ್ನು ಹೊಡಿ ಇದು ಹೊಡಿ ಭಾಳ ಚಂದ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ಕೋ. ಸಾವುಕಾರ ಅದು ಹೊಡೆದಾನ, ಗುಂಡಪ್ಪ ಅದು ಹೊಡೆದಾನ, ಮಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ಇದು ಹೊಡೆದಾನ ಅನ್ಕೋ, ಈಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾರಿಡ್ ಅವೇ. And he is carried away because he is giving on credit basis. He don't, farmer doesn't need to pay them. So he is just misled. And this was a very wonderful this one. We got a response. We saw that so many not required chemicals that were not required are being spent or sprayed. And no doubt farmer will pay the cost for it. But what about society? What about those dead chemicals which are going to soil, water, air? How it is going to be a catastrophic effect for the coming generations? That is a real challenge, I think. And even we had Swami Vivekananda societies. They started helping us. We thought, let us collaborate with them and start training rural youth for sheep and goat enterprises, dairy enterprise, like that. Something like that. So many people have come to our this one for taking up that issues.
Yes. No, so when you are actively involved in this, you during your banking journey, and now after the banking journey, you are also meeting with you started your career as a banker, lending money, loans, and guiding farmers and supervising as a field officer. But now, after retirement, you have taken another role where you are actually sitting with them, helping them train, realize what works, what doesn't work, whether it is Chilli program or you talked about high density cotton. We'll come to that a little later. So when you took up this kind of activity, tell us how it has transformed the lives of these farmers. How are they now seeing the better side of it?
See, basically as a banker, when I come across a customer anything, first I will go through his assets and liabilities. What assets he has got, what liabilities got, what is his turnover, what is his cash flow. Similar, same thing when you look into a farmer, it is very contrasting. See, if a pawnwala comes, his total assets are not even 5 to 10,000. And he makes a business of 1,000 daily, carries minimum 500 rupees very happily to his home. And see his face, see his esteem, see his cheerfulness. And a farmer here who has got 5 acres or 10 acres, the asset value not less than 10 to 25 lakhs, see his pathetic condition. I don't think you'll see any farmer with cheerfulness. Though big assets are there. The real challenge is that though assets are there, 1,000 times better than that pawnwala, but we fail to see the cheerfulness in that farmer. That is because though asset is value, that value of asset is not realized. He grows hardly 1 year a crop.
Correct.
If you say same thing as farmer.
This point that you are looking at it requires that basic empathy. We are all educated people. We have got our regular paying jobs. We have created our own assets and income. But there are people who are in hundreds of thousands who are still struggling to make their basic living. And they're unable to manage their farms. They're moving away, coming to cities as delivery boys or whatever. They are losing interest in farming.
And
so you gave as an example, when you mentioned about
Hello,
several, I know in your career you would have had hundreds of uh, farmers who are in need, and they were in need earlier. Things have improved now, but when somebody, one farmer, I think one or two examples that you had mentioned, somebody who came, his son had taken the loan of some 1,500 rupees, and the son died. He left behind his wife and children. Then the person was actually uh, going through the guilt feeling and how to repay that money.
yes,
And you gave an example of how he went around. Do you want to just briefly narrate the story? He went around
yeah,
begging money from others,
yes,
come and
yeah,
repaid. Just touch about for 1-2 minutes, please.
yeah. Please see, that was during my 85 as a field officer. I came across a borrower, very old man, fragile. He came with a court summon that his son had availed a loan, and the bank had filed a case against his widow, his son's wife, that is his daughter-in-law, and a small kid were there. Both were the respondents in that. That old man brought them in front of me in my this one. Sir, ಇವ್ರು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡೋಕು ಸರ್, ಇವ್ರು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡೋಕು, ಏನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಹೇಗೆ ಕಟ್ಟೋದು ಅಂತ. And whenever this court notices were sent, bailiff used to visit their house and take 50 rupees or 100 rupees, come back, and case used to prolong. This fellow got so highly pathetic. He's an old man. He felt, how long this will carry on? Court may not give judgment. It may not come. He may not argue. But he was feeling the guilty that tomorrow or I may die, such an age. And what the society will feel against this widow, or how widow can face the systems.
Yeah.
Pathetic, very, very pathetic. He told, sir, somehow see that this account is closed. I told him, you have to pay, then only you can close. Sir, you give some concession. Then I talked to manager. He told, hey, well, you should take it to regional office and all. Then for small loan and all, they are not ready to take it to that picture. Then somehow I used this one, I drafted a letter telling that borrower so and so XY has died. Now the respondents are only his widow, young widow, a small kid. They have to go for daily earnings. And we cannot also auction the land, I told. We cannot go enforce it. If you enforce against a widow, what society will think about the banker?
Yeah.
We are not excusers here. Then that fellow, luckily my authorities agreed. Manager also supported me. Then I asked him, how much you will pay? Sir, ನೀವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಾಲ ತಗೊಂಡು ಅಷ್ಟು ಕಟ್ಟಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಭಾಳ ಪುಣ್ಯ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ಇವತ್ತು ಕಟ್ತನ್ನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಓವರ್ ಟೆಲಿಗ್ರಾಮ್ ದಿಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್. ಸರ್ ಅವ್ರು ಕಟ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ನೀವು ಮೊದಲು ಒಪ್ಸಿರಿ ಸರ್, ನೀವು ನೋಟಿಸ್ ಸರ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಟ್ ನನಗೆ ತೋರಿಸ್ರೆ ರೊಕ್ಕ ನಾ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. Luckily, regional office authorities supported me. I got a concession sanctioned against him. And when I told him that you please pay, he went just within 2-3 hours. He went shop to shop, told his agony that my son has done this. Now my daughter-in-law has to face all this. Kid is there. Please pay donation of. He's a Swami coming from Jangam family. He went to in APM's market and all. Everybody happily give him 10 rupees, 20, 100 rupees. He brought about 1,800 or something like that. He told, see, this is how much. If whatever is less, you only pay, sir, he told. Whatever you're feeling less, you only pay.
Yeah.
Then on that, I just gave a notice certificate.
See, I think
he started weeping. He started weeping and told, sir, if I die now today, I am happy. If I had died yesterday, that agony I would have carried, whether true or false. But today I will happily die, was his answer.
Yeah. So the touching point is so deeply human story. This is, you may have come across hundreds, and many of our colleagues who are on the call would have faced similar situations facing with the people who come from the lower strata of society. ಅವರು ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಡತನದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಾರಂದ್ರೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಜೀವನ ನಡೆಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಬಂದು ಅವರು ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಕ್ಕೆ, ನೀವು ಅದು ಮಾಡಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಮೇನ್ ಉದ್ದೇಶ, ನಾನಿವತ್ತು ಸುಖವಾಗಿ ಸಾಯ್ತೀನಿ, ನನ್ನ ಮಗನ ಸಾಲ ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನನ್ನ ಅವನ ಹೆಂಡತಿಗೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಯಾರು ಪೀಡನೆ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇದೊಂದು ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಸೋ ದ ಡೀಪ್ಲಿ ಎಂಟ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಇಥಾಸ್. ಅದನ್ನ ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಮನಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ಹಚ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅವನು ಬಂದು ಮಾಡಿದಾನಲ್ಲ. ಇಂಥದ್ದು 2-3 ಕಥೆಗಳು ನೀವು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಯಾಕೆ ನಾನು ಈ ಕಥೆಯನ್ನ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, when we think of certain rules and certain framework and certain
Yes.
our own bureaucratic methods of doing stuff,
Yeah. Yes.
we sometimes lose the human side of the story. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ
Yes.
ಹೇಗೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ವಿ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್ ದ ರೂಲ್ ಬುಕ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಲುಕ್ ಅಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ಲಿ? And we have the ability, we can make
Yes.
it, we are intelligent, we are trained to look at
Yes.
things differently. That was the important point for me to bring up. Just one more question that I had. See, ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಸೈನಿಕ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಅಜಿತ್, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ವೆರಿ ಟ್ಯಾಲೆಂಟೆಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಹೈ ಅಚೀವರ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಯೂರೋಕ್ರಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, IAS IPS ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಬ್ಯಾಂಕರ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಎಲ್ಲಾ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದನೂ ಮಲ್ಟಿನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟಿವ್ಸ್, ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿಸ್ಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ದರ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ huge pool of wealth of knowledge and experience here.
Yes.
ಈಗ ನೀವು ನಿಮ್ಮಂಗೆ ನನ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ನನಗೂ ತಿಳಿದ ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಜನ ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಕೂಲಿಂದ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಹೋಗಿ ತಮ್ಮದೇ ಆದ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ದೇ ಆರ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಟು ದ ಸೊಸೈಟಿ. ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಅದರ್ಸ್ ಹೂ ಆರ್
Society.
ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಿ
Correct. Yeah.
retired or about to retire. They are trying to figure out how they can keep themselves meaningfully engaged, what they should do, how they can contribute. And I feel as a banker and now a volunteer who are working for the society, you found a place, you created one framework there, you
Yes.
took the banner of IAT and started working with farmers, mobilized other friends, like-minded people,
Yes.
and it
Yeah.
has picked up momentum now there. ಹೀಗೆ
Yes.
22 ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ಗಳಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಅಜಿತ್ಗಳು ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಕಡೆ ಸೇರಿದ್ದಾರೆ. They are
ಹೌದು.
all over Karnataka, all over India, they are overseas,
Yes.
everywhere. So what is your guidance and advice how they should start and get involved in, what can they do to give back to the society?
Basically, agriculture alone, we can become farmers. We can. This is not that it is basically unprofessional or non-profitable, and it can be made a professional. This one, but it is not natural oriented. It is basically nature centric. It is. So you should have true knowledge of agriculture. It is bioscience, and all the science. As we say, ಕೋಟಿ ವಿದ್ಯೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮೇಟಿ ವಿದ್ಯೆ ಮೇಲು. Farmer is a scientist. He is a skilled man. He is a professional. He has a big heart. The moment he steps into the field, he will see the plants and talk to them. He will talk to his animals. So that basic nature you will enjoy, which you cannot enjoy in any other field. And because of this huge pressure of population, huge marketing ethos or marketing competition issues, agriculture is losing out. But we have a gaining ground here. Because this is a vast subject, nobody can take us for a ride. Though there is a threat of AI and all in other fields, agriculture is still be untouched, because it has got so many factors working on it. Now, when you, as one of them said that if you're a CEO taking care of your firm and looking into your all parameters, firm, how firm he has to plan, inputs he has to plan, he has to plan his manpower, he has to plan all his resources, and to what extent they can come in. All that, we can become a better entrepreneur.
Correct.
And that is the need of the hour, because whoever is doing agriculture is doing helplessly there, because they have no option. Because their forefathers were doing, their fathers were doing, now they are doing, because they have no other option. They have been left into that trap. Now they feel that is a trap, they cannot come out, because they know how to come out also. Nor they can go for outside business, nor they can go for any industry, nor they can go for any jobs. So they feel that they are consoled. ಇದು ನನ್ನ ಹಣೆ ಬರಪ್ಪ ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಇರ್ಬೇಕಂತ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ when I conducted Krishankur, where we adopted one school, and we thought of educating children, that first when I said, we are all from farming community, we are all sons of soil, our real assets are land, our real assets are ಕೋಳಿ, ಎತ್ತು, ಎಮ್ಮೆ, ಕುರಿ, ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ನಮ್ಮ ಆಸ್ತಿಗಳು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. One of the parents came and quarreled with me. ಸರ್ ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ಓದಿ ಹೊರಗೆ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ನಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಇರ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಲ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ನಾನು. I was then it was really, even headmaster was worried. ಸರ್ ನೋಡಿ ನೀವು ಬಂದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಒಕ್ಕಲ್ತನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ನಾ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ದ ಮೇನ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ಈಸ್ ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಎಜುಕೇಟೆಡ್. Education is different. Education doesn't mean you should not do farming.
Correct.
Farming is a profession.
Correct.
Now every industry has organized himself. So we have to organize ourselves. And we were organizing, when you see the history, a small farmer or a small farmer in a village, if you had got only one bullock, other men who had got other bullock used to join together and go for farming.
Correct.
Alternate, that is barter system. All that was done.
Correct. That brings us to an interesting part of conversation. We are getting some live questions from our other participants. One of our senior colleagues, he has posted a question. Sangappa Kori, he says, how exactly does the cost-benefit analysis of the system developed by IAT and under your leadership here in the local Raichur chapter, how is it more beneficial than what is advocated by the agri universities or institutions? Is there any comparison?
No, cost benefit ratio is basically upon the local conditions. And universities and all, they talk of only research and all. What is the practices that are to be adopted? But actually, they conduct in a very a small trap. This is small plots and all they conduct. They cannot actually take into cost and in very field level costs and all. In field level heat vapors. And one live example I would like to share. When I said that chili started falling, we suggested, I told them, cotton will sweep the entire area now. Chili will be wiped out. And it so happened. And also I said, when everybody goes for cotton, there will be no labor to pick the cotton. Then the farmer said, sir, ಇದು ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಮನ್ ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ನಮಗ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗತ್ತೆ, ನೀವೇನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರ ಅದನ್ನ ಅಂತ. ಈ ಎಲ್ಲಾರು ಚಿಲ್ಲಿ ಫೇಲ್ ಆಯ್ತು, ನಾವು ಕಾಟನ್ ಹಾಕ್ತಿವಿ, ಒತ್ತಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕಾಟನ್ ಫೇಲ್ ಆಯ್ತು, ಮತ್ತೆ ಬೇರೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ನಮ್ ನಡೆದಿದೆ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ. Then we thought,
at this point I want to just show them some pictures of that your
cotton,
high density cotton cultivation.
Cotton, please.
We can put those pictures up here, that when you are explaining, that gives the context. ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮಾತಾಡಿ, ಅದು ಏನು ಕಾಟನ್ ಡೆನ್ಸಿಟಿ ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೀವು ಮಾಡಿರೋದು.
ಹೀಗೆ when we told them, when we suggested that okay, we agree, cotton picking cost problem ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, there will be no labor to pick the cotton and all, then how to go ahead was his immediate question. Then immediately we took about 5 acres of demonstration plot going for high density cotton. High density cotton, why we spelt out is, we started searching from outside how other countries are facing all these issues. Because here, when you want pick the cotton, per kg cotton picking cost for labor is 15 rupees per kg. For 1 quintal, he has to spend 1,500. Suppose if it is for 10 quintals per acre, it is 15,000. He has to incur 15,000 rupees purely for picking cost. And if 1,500 is just given for picking cost, and now government rate and market rates are hardly 7,000 per quintal, nearly 1,500 is spent there. And what is the remaining input cost there? So, after observing, getting the leads from my friends and all, we saw that Brazil and other countries, they practice high density cotton plantation, where high density is practiced because everything is dependent on machines, machinery picking. They go for sowing with machines, they go for harvesting cotton with machines. So if the machine enters in that farm field, it will enter at a time, and complete cotton will be picked up, and thrash will be utilized into soil, kept into traveled into soil, and it becomes as a manure for them. And We were successful. We cultivated both a normal hybrid cultivation with wide spacing and a high density cotton with short spacing. Both the yields were equal.
Right,
Fortunately, we could not get machinery because they wanted a definite pattern for showing there.
ಓಕೆ. ಈಗ ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ರು
Now-
ಸರ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ವೀರಣ್ಣ ಅಂತ ಒಬ್ರು ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರೇನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದಾರೆ, ಈಗ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಯು ಥಿಂಕ್ ದಟ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸ್ಪಾಯ್ಲ್ಡ್ ದ ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ಸ್ in the name of modern agriculture practices via green revolution and etc. Have we spoiled the farmers by green revolution processes? ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಭಿಪ್ರಾಯ ಏನು ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ?
Okay. I'll tell you, sir. Actually, green revolution was the need of the hour. When we were independent, when we got independent 47, our fruit production was very limited, 56 grains, 56 million tons of grains. And see, as an Ajit, I would say here, we won war against Pakistan, 3 wars. Only against China we could not win. But in all these cases, we declared ceasefire. We were forced to declare ceasefire by Western countries, by world political forces. Why? Because we are hungry state, a poor state. They just said, if you don't stop, we will not give grains. Their food grains. An hungry man, how long will quarrel? How long will fight? Now we are able to tell them, we don't need anybody's help. But we could not tell before Green Revolution. Green Revolution brought a stability to our food security. Because of hybrids, we could grow 8 to 10 times of grains. Food production, everything has increased. Whether you take yield per quintal in terms of wheat, jawar, rice, paddy, any crop, all hybrids have done wonderfully now. But Green Revolution is not it is actually saved our country. We were beggars. We have stood because our scientists have done wonderful work.
ಅದಕ್ಕೆ
And our farmers have done a great work.
ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ರು ವಿನಯ್ ಮಧುಬಾವಿ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರು ಒನ್ಸ್ ಗ್ರೀನ್ ರೆವಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಹಸ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ಡ್ ಅವರ್ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್, ನಮಗೆ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಸಫಿಶಿಯಂಟ್. ಆದ್ರೆ ಈ ಇನ್ ದ ನೇಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡರ್ನ್ ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಮಿಡಲ್ ಮೆನ್ ಏನಿದಾರಲ್ಲ, ಅವರು ದೇ ಆರ್ ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಅವೇ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಆರ್ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ದ ಫಾರ್ಮರ್. ಹೌ ಡು ವಿ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ದಟ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ?
Yeah, definitely. This is the real challenge to us. See, basically, agriculture, first challenge is nature. It is beyond us. Second is inputs and management. We can manage. Here, even cotton, we have got certain villages where we are regularly attending. Not a single pest is noticed in cotton crops in Matamari and Garlandini areas. We have conducted camps there, awareness camp. Just a schedule. When to sow, what to sow, at what time to sow, what time to spray and all. Then we use drones also as an exemplary this one. So we got very good farming community here. Regarding market forces, see, sir, market is not in our hand. I would say that we have to create awareness. We have to create a strength for withholding our produce. Don't leave the produce to the market. Can you do that? No, we cannot do that. Can farmer withhold the produce till he gets the price? He cannot do it. So we have to create a market infrastructure. And see, pathetic situation. We will tell you build godowns or stores for. Then farmer cannot put his family in proper house. He doesn't have proper shelter for him, for his family, where he can create a shelter for his produce.
So
immediately it goes to market.
It appears like there is an issue of awareness and some amount of knowledge and some amount of guidance. ಅದು ಈಗ ನೀವು in your program you are conducting several diploma sessions and certificates so that they become certified to get. It is again enabling them, helping them live a better life, earn more. ಈಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮಿಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Is it time now to start ITI in farming or diploma in farming? Agriculture universities are producing BSc, MSc research scientists. But at ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಈಗ at the lowest level we have ITI fitters, welders, ಇಂಥರ್ಲ ಇರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಆ ರೀತಿ at a basic level, lot of this today, if this current generation of my uncle and others when they pass away from this earth, the next generation almost have no idea of agriculture. How do we codify this and ensure the next generation are trained in basic agricultural farming techniques? Is there a need for that?
Definitely. Definitely. We are not aware of much of agriculture. What our forefathers, perhaps they were doing and they are following. We are following. Now, see, simple example. In Western Ghats, we get heavy rains. So naturally, rice was the main crop there. Ecosystem was beautiful there. Suddenly, when we brought irrigation to plain lands like Raichur, Ballari and all, we brought irrigation to plain lands. And catastrophic effects are there on irrigation. Soils are getting abandoned, barren soils. They are becoming very barren. If a soil is put into continuous irrigation, if water is made to store, only laterite soils can bear it, which is happening in Western Ghats. Whether a soil in Raichur, Bijapur, or in our northern districts, if water is made to stand, basic simple question. Water is there, it will percolate. When it percolates, all the heavy metals, if are there, it will be drawn, leached. And if some elements like calcium, magnesium, sodium, soft elements are there, they get dissolved in water. Once they get dissolved, they come up into the soil because of high temperatures in summer. They transfer back into that movement of water, capillary movement. So salts which are beneath the soil come upon the soil. Soil is destroyed. So these are the basic questions. This we have to address them. Every farmer has to know it.
Yeah, we should. Illobru ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಶಿವಾನಂದ್ ಅಂತ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ನಾರ್ತ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ಲಿ ಇದೊಂದು ಇಟ್ಸ್ ರಿಯಾಲಿಟಿ ಇಶ್ಯೂ. ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಹಂಡ್ರೆಡ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಸಲ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್, 5 ಎಕರೆ 2 ಎಕರೆ 10 ಎಕರೆ ಇಷ್ಟೊಳಗಡೆನೆ ಮಾರ್ಜಿನಲ್ ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ನಾವೇನು ಅಂತೀವಿ. ಇವರು ವಾಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ದೇ ಡೂ? ಎನಿ ಟಿಪ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ is there a cooperative farming ಅಥವಾ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಟುಗೆದರ್? ಈಗ ಮಷಿನರಿ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ತಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಒಡ್ಡು ದಾಟಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಒಡ್ಡಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. how can this be addressed? What are there any tips based on your experience looking at in the Raichur district?
Yeah, even in Raichur we have big landlords. Usually land holdings are big here. Now I had a good amount of service in Bijapur and Belgaum districts. In Belgaum district we had big pipelines, 5-6 kilometers and all length. So they organized themselves and took a huge loan. They shared that loan amount. And an employee was put into that, managing his pipeline only. He has to manage the water distribution to each plot based on schedules, so that there is no disparity. And all of them joined together and raised a loan for laying out the pipeline. So this approach can be there for every activity.
Yeah.
Whether you go for a small holding, if small farmers can join together, it will be wonderful. We can create. That is the concept of the farm organizations and all. FPOs. That is the basic concept. But unfortunately, FPOs were unable to take off. That is the reason. But FPOs is the one of the best. But we can on that line we can even societies. They can organize themselves. It is possible.
Yeah. So I think we are at about we are already 45 minutes past. What I request is, I mean, there are many questions. There'll be questions which are coming up here. What our producers will do is take those questions and email it to you separately, because we do have constraints of our own time here. But one thing I want to tell you is that talking to you was very enlightening to me personally. ನೀವು ಈ 2-3 ದಿವಸದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಫೋನ್ ಎತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾತಾಡಿ ನಾನು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಕೇಳೋದು, ನೀವು ಉತ್ತರ ಹೇಳೋದು, ಅದನ್ನ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜರ್ನಿನ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಸ್ಪೆಂಡ್ ಸಮ್ ಲಾಂಗರ್ ಟೈಮ್ ವಿತ್ ಯು. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ವೆಲ್ತ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ವೇರಿಯಸ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ಸ್. ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಜಿತ್ ಅಥವಾ ಯಾರಾದರೂ ಅವರು ರಾಯಚೂರು ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಅಕ್ಕಪಕ್ಕದ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದನೇ ಬಂದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ಗೆ ಬಂದು ವಿಸಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ನಡೆಯುವಾಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಬರ್ಬೋದಾ? ಆಮೇಲೆ ಬೇರೆ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಅವರು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಇಫ್ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಗೋ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವ್ಲಿ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೇಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಗಿವ್ ಸಮ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಟು ದಟ್, ಅದು ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಏನು ಅಂತ ಅದಿದ್ರೆ can they write to you? We'll probably end of the podcast.
Yeah.
We'll put that too.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Definitely.
I want to take this.
I will add some few points.
Okay. We have just
Can
about
I add some
1-2
little bit?
minutes.
Yeah. Please, definitely.
Sure.
See,
Sure.
in addition to what Green Revolution has done, great hazard is there on the health. We see it is written on wall how cancer is entering every house. How we see how diabetes are there in every house. How we see a lot of complaints on our kidney, liver, and all this is because of our chemicals affected on the lands. And most this one is a small girl child of 8 years old is getting into a menstrual cycle. These are reported, and it is a crime. And this crime, we are all party to it. So we have to address them, and not just growing some crop and getting away. What will be our future? What next generation we are going to leave this land or air or soil or water? What will give to them? Just I remember that what I said earlier, that man put his tears to wipe out 1,500 loan so that his generation is kept up. But what type of future we will give to our generations? Now we are seeing cancer everywhere. As a child, I used to hear only Kidwai was the hospital in Bombay. Now, in every district, hospitals are open for cancer. This is a mocking question. It will come repeatedly. So these are where we as Ajis, we are guarding our frontiers. Our blood brethren are safeguarding our nation. Can't we join the farming community to protect the health next generation? Can we not support farmers? Can we not stand with them? Can we give a helping hand? Because we are all educated. They are uneducated. They are innocent. They can be, just see, that is the only class. He puts on the car neldagaiki akash mele dari kaitano. Whether anybody does like that. But still he keeps hopes. He avanu satru kuda ಇಲ್ಲ ಹೋಸಲ್ ಲಾಸ್ ಆದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಇಲ್ಲ ಈ ಸಲ ಬರ್ತದೆ 2 ಕೋಟಿ ಕಟ್ತೀನಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಸಾಲ ಅಂತ ನಾವು. These were my interactions in my bank when a farmer used to come. ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ಹೋಸಲ ಕಟ್ಟಲಿ ಈ ಸಲ ಕಟ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು ಚಲೋ ಬಂದದಂತ. Seize hopes. And if hopes are shattered, what will society will face? So if hopes are shattered for him, this farming community, what society has to answer? What society will get back? Just imagine. We are live because hopes are kept alive with the farming community.
Absolutely.
That's what I want to share.
So, thank you. Those are
thank you, sir. Thank you.
That one data point that you gave, Kidwai Hospital cancer was one in Mumbai, all over India. Today, every district has one cancer hospital, and it is not too far before this thing menace spreads. But there is a hope when people like you get involved in at the grassroots level. Actually, you are the extended arm of agriculture universities or scientists and institutions. You're actually on the ground doing those things. I think hats off to you and all your friends and colleagues who are associated with you there. And I want to come and see that nursery you have developed in the wasteland next to the institution. It looks very nice when you showed me the video that day. But it's wonderful. And I urge all our participants, whoever has time, whenever they visit nearby or to Raichur, they must pay a visit and see your place. I for sure will come one of those days.
Please,
and thank you very much.
Welcome. Thank you. Pleasure to welcome you all.
Thank you again, and thanks to the Ajit Foundation for making this happen. Thank you again. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.